My people, when they say that the palace is a battleground, just know that Oni actually brought in warriors as wives. Because in the midst of every single thing happening between everybody telling Naomi that just go back with your son, just go back with your son, and forget whatsoever it is that is happening in the palace, just hope for the positive outcome and look out for the environment where the opportunity where your son will definitely grow. He is already grown. Tedenika, or at least he knows his left and right at the moment, and he knows what exactly it is that he is doing. And Olori Toby and Miriam, they have actually come out to tell Olori Naomi that people should not pressure you to make a decision you don't want to make. If you feel you cannot bring the boy into the palace because we are chaotic, don't bring him. Yes, don't bring him to come and turn him into a monster you are not prepared to see. What a statement. But as it is right now, or whatsoever we would call it, believe me or not, these women know what they are doing. Yes, these women know what they are doing. If we could backdate all of these things back to when Olori Naomi left the palace, Olori Naomi left the palace on the grounds of conspiracy. Yeah, she was being conspired against, and Naomi had no choice than to quietly pack her things and leave the palace, because how can you live with the people who prefer to conspire against you than to look at you and call you a sister or a co-wife? Yes, and in the midst of this whole conspiracy, people like the Ayalajo Odua, they were in the forefront of the matter. That was when the whole motion of Naomi returns back into the palace, Naomi returns back into the palace became very, very pronounced, and people like Ayalajo Odua were coming out to support. Miriam said that, what exactly is happening? How can the same people who wanted Naomi to leave the palace now be the same people who are fighting so profusely that she returns back into the palace? So even who to trust became an issue for Olori Naomi, because the same people who are making sure that I don't see another breaking in the palace are the same people now who want me to return back into the palace. At some point, you heard of so much division between the elders. These people did not give Olori Naomi the room to live a life she deserved in the palace. And the elders were taking bribe from Miriam, Ronke, everybody that they could see money from. They were taking it. And all of these things constituted a lot of wrongs in the palace. It constituted a lot of things that weren't right in the palace. And right now, no matter what happens, Olori Naomi cannot forget this incident. It's not like she's holding anybody at heart. It's not like she's doing all this, I can't forgive and forget. No. These are incidences that contributed to her leaving the palace. These are incidences that contributed to, if Naomi say her life is ruined, then these are the things she will point at and say that, this thing's ruined my life. Those things are quite impossible for her to forget, even if she said that, okay, I've forgiven everybody involved on the matter. So now, these women are still coming out to pull this stunt at Olori Naomi, telling her that she should not be forced or pressured into making any decision. If she feels her boy cannot survive the environment she's calling chaotic, she should not even bother bringing the boy back into the palace, because truly the palace is chaotic and she knows them very well. They they do things when they are angry. They're even telling her the things that have the potentiality of happening if the boy comes back. What if when they get angry they will fight? She knows that, and all of those things. Well, it is true. What they are saying is true. These women fight when they are angry. Look at when Oni went to celebrate Tedenikao's birthday in Abuja with Olori Naomi. Olori Miriam literally vandalized everything she laid her hands on in the palace. She broke every single thing at her disposal. And it was more like, what is happening? Guards could not stop her. If you come close, you will get injured. Everybody was running away simply because what? Miriam is angry. And what she have said is actually true. But now, from all the persons that have spoken and from every single thing that has been presented before Olori Naomi, it is entirely her decision now to decide if that boy is going to return back with her, or she will still insist on coming back alone. Because as it is right now, as it is right now, It is something that Naomi ought to look into. If these women can come out to tell her that if you don't want to bring your son back, don't bother bringing him, because yes, it's true, the environment is chaotic. Yeah, they have actually said the truth. But why are they making that environment chaotic? It's simply because what? They feel that if the environment is toxic, the boy would not be able to survive it. So they will not have a choice than to say that Tedenikawo cannot live in the palace, so he should not be in the palace at the moment. And it will what? It will give them the room they want. It will give them the chance they look out for. It will give them that leverage they have been seeking for a decade now. And truthfully, truly speaking, let's say the truth. Olori Naomi is just being a caring mother. Yeah, she's just being that mother who looks out for the well-being of her son. But not carrying the Oni along in the midst of this whole thing is beginning to be alarming. Yes, it is beginning to be alarming, because we know very well that the Oni cares about his son. We know very well that the Oni cares so well about President Ekawo. And no matter what it is, no matter how it is, the Oni would not let any single thing happen to that boy while he is in the palace. The Oni have other children too. Let's not make it sound like the Ekawo is the only son, is the only child. Yes, he might be the only boy, but he's not the only child. The Oni has other children too. At his 50th birthday, you saw how his daughters turned up so elegant, matured. He even told one of his daughter when she turned 30 that she should go and bring him a man, so that she can get married. So he's not the only child. But why is it being so concerned? Because he is the only son, and these women have already made it known to Naomi that this boy is actually the problem with her, with you. So Naomi being conscious about the boy, first, it's not her fault, but second, she should know that the father to this boy will also not let anything happen to the boy. The man knows that if anything happens to this boy, the throne will automatically leave him when he wants to retire or he's dead. The throne will leave his clan. They will have to elect another king. Know that his brother did not take over because he was more eligible than his brother, and now he does not have anybody to succeed him. Everything will just go down, like everything.